social business initiatives. So we are really grateful and excited about this opportunity. We are proud of the youth who have taken part and those who are finalists. As Dominic and Lamia have indicated, everyone is a winner. So please continue to keep the focus. We are the change the world is waiting for, and we must all play our part. So well done and all the best. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Monica. I'm actually truly a fan of the African proverb that you just shared, that if we walk alone, we walk fast, but when we're doing this together, we walk further. I think that's really, truly inspiring. And you will actually also be happy to know that 5 out of the 8 countries that are being represented today in the grand finale are from the African region. So I'm super happy that to have worked with you and the contribution that you've had in this competition. Thank you so much, Ms. Monica. Now a little bit about what to expect today. The pitch event is the final round in the social business design competition. The top 11 enterprises will come together to pitch their social business idea one final time to a panel of judges and audience members. Each participant will have 3 minutes to deliver their pitch and be evaluated against an 8-point criteria. Our winner will be announced tomorrow during the award ceremony at 7:15 p.m. during Dhaka time. So in this 12th Social Business Day conference. But before we move on to hearing from the stars of the show, who are our participants, I would like to introduce you all to our judges who are in the judging panel today. So first up, we have Ashraful Hassan, sir. He's the Managing Director for Anondo Constructions and Developments Limited. Ashraf, sir, is working with Grameen Group for the last 38 years, and he served as Executive Vice Chairman of Grameen.
You seem to have lost my show.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. I'm sorry for the little interruption that we are having. We have an internet issue that we are going to solve in a bit.
Okay, the internet issue just came up, of course. Not a great time. Anyway, I hope everyone can hear me. Once again, I think we will be going back on live, but I'll continue introducing our judges. I was introducing Ms. Corinne Bazina. She is the former Vice President of Danone Communities. In Danone Communities, they bring together men and women as well as financial resources to help social entrepreneurs develop sustainable businesses that address challenges such as malnutrition, access to water, and overall poverty reduction. She led Danone Communities to expand to support 12 social businesses across 15 countries and is directly reaching 6 million people every day. Entrepreneurial work also focuses on the internal transformation of Danone by encouraging employees in France to invest their profit sharing into the Danone Communities Fund and support their social initiatives. And lastly, we also have Dr. Faiz Shah. He's the director at Yunus Center at Asian Institute of Technology and Design and co-founder and president for the Yunus Thailand. Dr. Faiz Shah is a public health physician, development professional, and social entrepreneur with 4 decades leading innovative initiatives and building grassroots capacity for transformational change. joining a permanent faculty position in community medicine at AI Medical College in 1986. He has taught at leading institutions in the US and Asia. As research partner for the Affordable Health Clinic since 2011, he has led pilots in Pakistan and Thailand and contributed to a number of publications. Judges, I would love to have you give a 40-second to 50-second introduction of yourself and what you're looking forward to seeing from our participants today. Let's start with Ashraf sir. Ashraf sir, if you're there, let's hear from you.
Maisha, I think you cut off during his intro. So could you just hear his intro again?
All right, sure. So everyone, I would also like you to welcome you all to the, okay, focus. I would like you to all give a big warm applause for our first judge. He is Ashraf Hassan, Managing Director for Ononno Constructions and Development Limited. Ashraf sir is working with Grameen Group for the last 38 years. He also serves as Executive Vice Chairman of Grameen Telecom, Grameen Distribution Limited, Grameen Shamagri, Grameen Network, and many more. He has profound knowledge in business development, industry setup and management, focusing on resource and energy saving production, wide exposure in local and export market, as well as in developing rural artists and artisans goods and so on. Ashraf sir, the virtual floor is yours.
Thank you, Maisha. Actually, you have briefed me how way it covers all what I should do here, say here. So in any case, this is a very tough job for us. Already Lamia mentioned all 11 projects here is a winning projects. We believe that it is a very task for all we three here as a judge. So we'll try our best level to bring one finalist of the finalist. Thank you very much. We are waiting for their presentation.
I'm also waiting for you to come up with the most brutal questions. So thank you, Ashraf sir. Let's also have Ms. Corinne. Can you share your expectations, any word of encouragement?
Very happy to be here and to see a lot of friends. Very excited to discover the fantastic social business ideas. I'm already impressed by the quantity of application you received, the quality of the finalists, and the diversity. It gives a lot of hopes. And I'm looking forward to be impressed by your pitches. Thank you.
We are all very excited to see their pitches. Truly, they will really portray diversity in the way that they think, even in solving like similar issues. And lastly, can we have Faiz sir? Can you share some words with us?
Certainly. First of all, I'm honored to be part of this judging panel and particularly honored to be a part of this exchange of experience more than pitches. One of the things that I think is important about this competition is that it does bring the diversity, the range and the scope that we all expect social business competitions to bring. But what is most impressive is that these 11 people have moved up from over 600 competitors. I know competition is a bad word in social business. We are collaborators, we are friends, we enjoy shared success. So in a way, you've all said that already. These 11 represent the collective success of 600 entries in many ways, because of the way they've moved up is by perhaps doing things slightly better than what other people might have proposed. So it doesn't diminish the others, but it does raise the bar very much. And so I'm really excited to be listening to some of these pitches and also maybe asking some good questions as well. So yeah, here we go.
Thank you, Faiz sir. Thank you. Thank you, judges. I'm excited to have you meet our participants finally and hear about the social business enterprises. Do not hold back, ask as many questions as you would like and challenge their ideas. Okay, now that we know who is in the room, let us proceed with the main segment of the grand finale, where they will make their final pitch. But before that, let me just share a few instructions. I've already shared the instructions with both the judges and the participants prior to the event, but I would like to still take a moment to remind you all how we will be going on about the session. So number one, I will be calling out the names of the team to take the screen to present their pitch. You will already have sharing options to share your presentation, but in case that you need backup, just let us know. We have a backup of your slides in case you're facing difficulties. Number two, once the team is ready, I will start the timer. Each participant will have 3 minutes to make their pitch, followed by a 5-minute Q&A session with the judges who will have the opportunity to ask questions or offer feedback. And number three, this is for the judges. You will take this time during the pitch and the Q&A session to score the participants against the 8 criteria in the evaluation sheet that I've already shared with you. You will have 4 minutes to basically ask questions and 1 additional minute to review your final scores in the evaluation sheet. So that will be about like 4 to 5 minutes. So due to a shortage in time, I would like to request that we keep it 1 question per judge so we can keep strictly to the time limit. But you're all welcome to come together and discuss the scores, to discuss the winner after the event ends. I would love to host you in a meeting separately to this event. And number 4, I have already shared the sequence in which I will be calling the entrepreneur. So participants, be ready with your pitch decks. And of course, let's just do it with joy, have fun. This is, like I said, it should not be a competition. You're all winners. So have fun, pitch your ideas, learn from one another, and let's just challenge ideas. So if everyone is clear, can I see a thumbs up in your React, in your screen? I can see 5 stars clear. Okay, all right, I think I was clear. Thank you. So if you're all ready, judges, you can pull up the evaluation sheet in your laptop. We will begin with our first participant. We have the first team, which is Pine Kazi, that will be presented by Olivia. Olivia, if you're here, can you unmute yourself and let me know? I can see she's here. Olivia, can you hear me? Is there anyone else? Yeah, okay, I can hear you. Will you be sharing the screen or do you want us to pull up your slides?
I'll be sharing the screen.
All right. Olivia, you have exactly 3 minutes to share your pitch. In the 2-minute mark, you will hear 1 bell as the ringer. And when the time is up, you will hear 2 bells. And then you'll have to stop your presentation. And we will be moving on to the Q&A afterwards. If you're ready, we can see your screen. Let's start the timer then. Olivia, the floor is yours.
My name is Olivia War, and I'm the co-founder and CEO of Pine Kazi. Our mission as Pine Kazi is to create a sustainable fashion brand that puts the environment first while providing meaningful, sustainable jobs to vulnerable groups in the community. Now, what comes to your mind when you think about the pineapple fruit? It's a tropical fruit that we all enjoy cut up in our fruit salads and tropical drinks. But the problem is that the pineapple industry produces about 766 million tons of post-harvest leaves annually. Due to the high disposal costs and the lack of time between one planting season and the next, farmers don't have time to get rid of the waste in a sustainable manner, and therefore consequently resulting in either burning or chemical decomposition, which releases about 1.8 million metric tons of toxic greenhouse gases. And due to this, farmers, especially large-scale farmers, have to part with huge fines to environmental regulatory bodies such as NEMA in Kenya. Our solution is very simple. We recycle the previously discarded pineapple leaves into a soft, light, and breathable material, which we further use to make vegan and cruelty-free, eco-friendly fashion products like shoes and bags. Our solution is sustainable and scalable as no extra environmental resources are required. And to make about 1 square meter of textile, we require 480 leaves, which is approximately 7.2 kilograms of the total waste produced. So far, we have been able to design at least 4 designs, both for men and women. To better understand the kind of market we're serving, we studied a survey that was done across 28 countries, and we looked for shopping patterns, consumption patterns, drivers of brand and product, and we realized that majority of consumers are either purpose-driven consumers or value-driven consumers. Purpose-driven consumers are the majority in the market, and they're mainly found in Latin America, Europe, and Southeast Asia. And we believe we can reach the 1.9 billion millennials who are socially conscious because, unlike our competitors, our products are of high quality, real value for money, as they have a shelf life of 2 years, and our product still meets the needs of our customers to be fashionable and stylish. Pine Kazi cuts across the 17 SDGs. We provide meaningful, sustainable employment. We also empower women. So far, we've empowered 100 women who are mainly victims of FGM. And we also create environmental impacts because for every 1,000 tons of waste we collect, we reduce carbon and methane emissions by 0.28 metric tons. So far, we have managed to receive a number of grants, and we have also been featured in quite a number of media awards and recognition. We sell a pair of shoes at $100, generate a profit of $69 per shoe, and we predict to break even after 1 year, generating a total profit.
Sorry, Olivia, I had to mute you. Your 3 minutes time is up. Maybe we can take the rest of the questions, or you can just show your slides when the questions come up. I would like to now request the judges to ask your questions. You have 4 minutes to give your suggestions or have, ask any questions that you would like. Can we have the judges?
Yes.
Anytime.
This is Ashraful Hassan. My first question is, to produce thread from the pineapple leaf, you need a lot of chemical uses. So how you are treating this chemical again when you discharge in the environment?
Olivia, you have to unmute yourself.
Thank you for your question. So our processes don't use any chemicals. After we get the pineapple fibers, we just wash them with water and dry under the sun. And then for the dyeing of the material, we use natural dyes, 100% from insects like cochineal, and we get them from the bark stems of trees as well. And after that, we just twist the fibers into strands and then weave it into a textile. So there's nowhere we use like harsh chemicals to treat the fibers.
Okay, I hope that answered the question. We have one question coming from Ms. Corinne. You can go ahead.
Yes. Thank you, Olivia, for the pitch. I have 2 questions. First question, can you tell us a few words about you? Why did you decide to do this venture? And second, what about your route to market and how will you differentiate from competitors?
Starting with the first question, brief background about myself. So I'm currently still a student at African Nazarene, pursuing business studies, but since childhood, I've always had a serious passion for the environment. And how we came to learn about this problem is my co-founders and I undertook a business trip to Thika, Kenya, which was coincidentally the largest pineapple producing region here in Kenya. And we happened to pass along huge hectares of pineapple plantations. And what shocked us was that there were huge portions of burnt land in the middle of the farm, and there were huge piles of waste stacked up alongside the road. So out of curiosity, we implored two farmers who are working on the farm, and that's when we learned that they either burn the waste or chemically decompose it. And having a serious background for environment and a passion for the environment, that's when I started researching about the waste, and we didn't want to impact the environment only. We also wanted to create positive change to the community around us. So that's just brief story of how Pine Kazi was born. And then for the second question about the go-to-market strategy. So for us, we're mainly planning to leverage on strategic partnerships with major fashion retailers so that we can be able to position our products where potential customers can access the product. And we also plan to leverage on expos and exhibitions, especially the ones aligned to climate change and social justice, and yeah, so that we can just be able to talk about our products. Yeah.
Thank you, Olivia. Due to a shortage of time, may we have 5 seconds? Sorry, if you could very briefly.
I think I could just ask one thing. You say that you are already reaching out, but who are your main buyers at the moment, and which market segment are you pitching for? Number one, and part of the same question is, this is not a new market. It's a very developed market, pineapple fiber. So, what is your particular unique selling proposition?
Can you please repeat your first question?
Who are your main buyers for the moment? And in a competitive market, what is your unique proposition for this particular set of products you're doing?
So currently, our main markets that we are appealing to are socially conscious millennials who shop based on their values, and they want to buy a product because they are supporting the social story behind it. And then for our
I think we got your. I'm looking at Maisha, and I think we've pressed for time. Yeah, that's thank you for that. I get that. Thank you. Yeah,
Thank
please
you.
let's keep to time.
All right. Thank you so much, Faisal and also Olivia. If anyone has any questions, we have already shared the decks with our judges. They will be going through that, and I will also be in the discussion if there is required for any clarifications. Moving on, let's have the second team. We have Salubata, which is a team from Nigeria. They make shoes from recycled plastic waste with interchangeable components. We have, I think, Boniface and Linda here to share this. Also, we have Fela.
Yes.
Yeah. Fela?
Thank you.
Do you want to share the screen, or do you want us to pull up your slides?
I'm going to share it. Thank you so much.
Go ahead. Once you're ready, we will start the timer. Yeah.
Can you see my screen?
I can see your screen. Your time will start now.
Hi, everyone. My name is Fela, and I'm the CEO and also a co-founder at Salubata. The plastic plague in Nigeria and in so many other states, it is visible and inescapable. Even moderate showers causes flood and a lot of damages around our homes, as is currently happening right now. At Salubata, our mission is to invent lifestyle technologies that help people and the planet. We presently occupy this niche where we make shoes, modular shoes from plastic waste. We are bootstrapped today to reach a monthly recurrent revenue of $10,000. We currently have 1,400 customers and currently have over 360,000 in revenue. We've also gone ahead to further validate our course by winning at this global, national, and international competitions. The problem surrounds just the fact that just 90% of these waste that have ever been produced have ever been recycled. And we have more people reusing this waste rather than recycle or upcycle them. My team and I possess a background in environmental science and in shoe design. So we started imagining if we could convert all of this plastic waste to footwear. We also realized that the potential for impact is so huge. And this is the reason we decided to occupy this niche of customizable shoes that are made from plastic waste. The sustainable footwear market is really growing at an astronomical rate, at 5.8% per annum. By 2007, we were about 12 billion. Our competitors, such as the likes of Adidas, Rothy's, and some other local brands, are currently unicorns. We believe that in 5 years' time, we'll also become one. We have 3 market segments, which entails direct customer, retailers, and private labelers. And so here is our invention. And so aside the fact that the shoes are made from plastic waste, they are also modular. And so this is a sample of the shoe, really cool shoes, and they are modular. I know. And so aside the fact that they are made from plastic waste, you can readily detach the shoes and attach as many components as possible. And so you're spending less on wearing cooler shoes. Because we also realize that the downwheel impact of these pollutants affect the people in the underserved communities most, especially the women, we decided to commit 5% of our profit to the cause of empowering women in this community. We are a team with complementary skill sets necessary to scale our impact. And so here is our product journey. And so we currently have a patent and design right on this invention. And we are currently raising funds to scale this innovation. With $10,000, we'll be able to reach 10,000 products. And how are we going to do this? For us to get one B2B partner, they're going to spend $1,000 with a stock capacity of 500 products per month. And so this will yield a revenue of $700,000.
Sorry, fella, I had to mute you. That was the 3-minute mark. But we will be taking the questions from the judges now. Again, judges, due to a shortage of time, you have 4 minutes in total to ask the questions, and participants, keep it crisp and effective. And then so the judges can have 1 minute extra to actually do the scoring. Let's have a question from Ashraf, sir. I think he's just, yeah.
Actually, with this short presentation, it is very difficult to understand what is the business, because actually, first of all, I didn't understand, is it a big one or a small one? It's a one factory to build these shoes, or it could be a small industry in a different place. Is unmute, please mute.
All right, so if I get you right, so right now, we currently have different market segments. We manufacture on our own, and we also currently have people that are private labels and that can readily produce from their factory. Why that would be another major revenue stream for us. And so these are part of our revenue structure. And that aside even the production we make from our own, we also have our patent rights being licensed to people anywhere in the world to also be able to produce. And we can also generate some profit from all those revenue streams.
I know Ms. Corinne raised her hand. Yes, your question.
Yes, thanks a lot for the presentation. What is your key challenge to scale?
Yeah, so right now, our key challenge actually surrounds our model of operation. And this is what we are trying to reinvent, because we've done B2C for most of our existence. And so right now we are moving to B2B. And so with this $10,000, we'll be able to first get 10 B2B partners with stock capacity of 500 products month on month. And with that, we'll be able to generate a revenue of 700,000 with just 10 B2B partners. With that, if we're able to scale that to maybe about 200, that will also be significant. With that, we'll also be able to employ more people 5% of our profit is also dedicated to empowering women in underserved communities to also be able to do even more good with our scale. Yeah.
My turn?
Yeah.
I suppose. You mentioned that the product is going to cost $140 US.
Yeah, that's the price. That's the selling price.
Yeah. So what is the market then you're targeting? Will this only be sort of high price point people, or it doesn't solve the problem of people going out without shoes, right? So how do you relate this high price point to people who can't afford shoes?
So in reality, for every shoe a customer gets, they're going to get 2 different upper shoes. So they are actually less expensive. Now, beyond that, we also realize that is one of the things we have also considered, that beyond, because we also realize that the downwind impact of the pollutants affect people in the underserved communities the most, especially the women. That's why we focus on them. And beyond that, we also empowering women in this community to also work with us in our factories as workers. So yeah.
Okay, if we finished, I think between the market, there are no more questions. I think judges, you can take 1 minute to finalize your scores for Fella. And I would also request the next team, which is AfriAgriMark, to be prepared with your slides.
Fella's screen is on.
Thank you.
Okay. We will take a few more seconds for the judges to finish scoring, and then we will be moving on to your slides. Okay, I think we can now move on to the next presentation by AfriAgriMark Kenya. They are a geologistic marketplace connecting small and medium-scale farmers to local FMCG vendors and export markets. We have Boniface and Linda who will be presenting here. They've already shared the screen, so whenever you're ready, can I see a thumbs up, Boniface? Yep, okay, your time starts now.
All right. Basically, I grew up in the rural Western Kenya. And one of the most interesting part was, besides my parents being farmers, I saw a lot of families wake up very early in the morning to go to their farms. Unfortunately, every single time, the objective was to produce enough food to sell to the market and also feed their families. They could feed their families, yes. But unfortunately, during that same period, they couldn't sell the extra. So they either had to leave that rot away in the fields, or the alternative was to sell it at a cheaper rate. AfriAgriMark here introduces a digital solution that allows farmers to upload their products on the platform and to be able to access markets that offer competitive prices. Now, this has been supported by a team that has experience working in the business space. I co-founded a company that currently continues to run called Village. We have Linda Kapambi, who's worked in the geospatial space. I have other people in the software development. Now, this pain that brought this entire team to solve is because there are 33 million farmers, just like my family and my parents, who are experiencing this problem. 71% of vendors locally also have a challenge sourcing for quality products. That is why the platform that allows both farmers and truck drivers and vegetable vendors to operate seamlessly and to allow movement of this product listed on the platform to the vendor location cuts down on all the post-harvest losses that occurs when these products take too much time in the fields, as well as the extra money charged by middlemen that undermine the income of farmers. Farmers can be able to sell this produce directly, and delivery is done immediately. Farmers uses this platform with no charge. However, we charge the vendor 10% for using the platform. That is how we are making an income. Up to date, we have 1,800 farmers. We have 35 vendors, and we're doing 5,120 monthly recurring revenues. We also have 6 strategic partners and a web marketplace that currently is operational. These partners have also allowed us to secure currently an export market with an initial letter of offer that is going to cost about 2.8 million. But we cannot be able to supply this unless we're able to build enough capacity for our farmers to be able to produce the quality that is needed by this global market. Other interesting facts is we've been incubated by Agribiz here in Kenya, accelerated by Global Insight Ventures, and we are also currently a Cisco Global semi-finalist. We've earned different awards, including Give Work Challenge. Now, this market is significant. We have about 7.4 billion.
Sorry, Bonface, the time is up for the pitch. Can I ask if the judges want to hear a bit more, maybe 30 seconds more for him?
Yes.
All right, okay. So I think Bonface, you can unmute yourself and maybe in 30 seconds, just wrap it up.
Oh, unmute. Sorry. Yeah, so basically, the target market has a TAM of 7.4 billion. However, our target is 12,000 vendors. And these 12,000 vendors, we've defined only vendors who are ordering $108 on average as a weekly order on the platform. And that will be able to help us achieve a revenue of 311 million over the next 10 years. Unlike our competitors, the geolocation allows us to build a network of agents across the country that facilitates the small-scale farmers to consolidate enough volumes and quality. Thank you.
All right, time is up. Maybe we can hear more from you during the Q&A. Let's open the floors. Maybe we can have Corinne ask the question first.
Hi, Bonface. Thanks for your presentation. I have a question. How will you measure your impact?
Yes. So currently we have 1,800. Currently we have 1,800 farmers. Now, how we help farmers? First is they use the platform for free, so they're able to access markets without paying a cent. But the additional aspect that we're offering is through the strategic partnerships, and these partners are mostly people who are already working with farmers, is that we provide post-training support that allows them to improve quality because we have the market. Most trainings in the country is they offer the training and then leave the farmer. For us, then we pick from there and make sure that during production, they produce quality. We just got a global youth fund that will allow us extend our training program from 300 farmers that are currently under training to do an additional 100 training for farmers in Meru County. That is part of the Kenya in the Mount Kenya region. Yes, so our impact is how many farmers sell on the platform, what volumes you're able to increase, and the total volume you're able to aggregate, plus the increase in terms of the income of these farmers.
Yes. So actually you are trained up and giving the technology to grow quality products, and you are marketing to that product. Is there any guarantee to the farmers that whatever they will produce, you will just market and sell these products outside, or best vendor otherwise you cannot sell in the local market with that price, then they will be loser?
Yes. So the guarantee we have for farmers, and that's why we're not just telling farmers come and sell on the platform, right? We're providing this support first that allows them to produce quality. That is the first step. And then these trainings offered by our strategic partners, like for example, farmers cannot export without having something like the Global GAP certification. So these trainings with the strategic partner is that they're able to be certified through the entire process of production. Now, once that is done and they list on our platform, through the vendors that we do have on the platform, multiple farmers released and they're able to see how the supply and demand looks like. Now, that is the step that we're taking to ensure that it is more aligned. Now, farmers might not have as much guarantee, right? Because we only have 35 vendors. But our numbers in terms of vendors keep on increasing as their production level increases, but at the same time, we're ensuring that they're producing the quality that fetches the best prices in the market.
Well, there's, oh, sorry, go ahead, please, Corinne, your turn.
No, let me tell you something.
No, go ahead. I've already asked a question.
Well, I've got this, you've got a 10% fee on sales. Now, what is the guarantee, again, that the 10% is that they pay you is less than what they would lose if they were not able to sell fresh produce that particular day on the platform? I'm trying to assess your calculation of the risk to the farmer.
Okay, so let me mention, the farmer really doesn't have risk because the farmer doesn't pay. The 10%, we charge it on the vendor because the vendor sells the product to the final consumer, okay? So the farmer does not have any risk on the platform. Once they list and we've helped them with the quality, all the risk for paying 10% goes to the vendor. Now, the assurance we give to vendors mostly is the quicker this food gets to the stalls and the vendor locations, one, the easier they can sell because they're better quality, and then the post-harvest losses are reduced. So we're not just helping farmers increase income, but by ensuring quality, we're also helping vendors increase income. And that is what attracts these vendors onto our platform.
Okay. Thanks.
Thank you, Afriagrimark. It was a very grilling session. Nice one. But judges, you have 1 more minute to maybe score and reevaluate your scores, review his pitch if needed, and then we will be moving on to the next session. But thank you so much, Afriagrimark, for that presentation. Let's take 1 minute for the judges to score. And also, if you're not speaking, can you all just mute yourself so that we can maintain 0 background noise. Thank you, everyone. And in the meantime, I would ask Yagut Tech Private Limited to be prepared with their pitch deck. Okay, I think everyone, the judges are ready. They've already evaluated. Thank you again, Afriagrimark, for that wonderful presentation. We can already see someone's very excited to present. We already have on screen Yagut Tech Private Limited, and I think the founder, Darshan's already here to present. Darshan, we can see your screen. So if you're here, oh, okay, personal timer, we got you. If you're ready, we can start the presentation. Your time starts now. Yagut, I'm not sure if I can't hear you, but you are, I don't think you're, I think you're muted.
Sorry.
Yep.
Can you hear my voice?
Yep, perfect.
Yeah.
All right, your time starts now.
Hello, everyone. My name is Darshan C. I'm an ecopreneur and founder of Jagrut Tech Private Limited. So my journey started in 2017 when I saw a landfill waste in my city where mountains of waste is lying around. So rather than blaming the problem, so I started research and development on the waste. Then I started upcycling the waste and our vision is to reduce 1 degree Celsius temperature in India. To do that, we are manufacturing low carbon footprint products. And we have a strong team where I will be taking care of R&D, and Dasharath will be taking care of financial, and Bopanna will be taking care of marketing. They both have 2 decades of experience in their field. And as all you know that waste in India generated about 78 ton of carbon dioxide emission. This leads to 2 degree to 4 degrees Celsius rise in temperature. Even in construction sector, there is a 40% total energy consumption, which is causing global pollution. To do this, to solve this both problem, we have found a first technology in the world where we will be converting landfill waste like single-use plastic or low-value materials or non-recyclable materials into construction products, which has a less carbon footprint, like Eco Interlock Paver, which has, by the manufacturing just 1 Eco Interlock Paver, we will be saving around or preventing 3 kg of carbon dioxide emission. And our product can sustain 60 ton of load compared to concrete pavers, and it has a less carbon footprint, and it is less price compared to concrete pavers. And even we can claim the carbon credit also. And our main beneficiaries are 20 lakh people in Mysore city who are living here. And also we are targeting on payment market, which is worth $22 billion. And currently there is no competitors because we are the first to do it. And we already tied up with Mysore City Corporation, which is local government entity. They have given us the land and they are also purchasing our product. So we are planning to manufacture 2,000 pavers per day. So this will prevent 4 tons of waste diverted from landfill. And also the profit will be generated per day will be $187. So using your $10,000, we will be fabricating 7 fabricating machine so that we can manufacture and mass produce this product. And $3,000 will be used for marginalized group like rack pickers and also for our workers. And we already invested $3,75,000 where we are using for R&D and manufacturing machineries. And currently we are manufacturing 200 pavers per day. This will be saving around 480 kg of carbon dioxide emission. And we have made a MOU, memorandum of understanding, with local government and also plastic producer like Nestle company. We have tied up with them. They will be giving us the waste, and they are giving us the for free, and we are recycling it, and they are also purchasing our product. And here private companies showing interest, even Amazon like this. And we will be generating revenue from selling machine also and selling products to the government where.
Sorry, Darshan, had to cut you off there. But thank you so much for the presentation. Judges, we're ready for the Q&A for Jagrut Tech. Let's start with Dr. Faisal this time.
Okay, great. Well, this is a very good product in the sense that it's being tried in different places as well. In your case, because there are so many other similar products now emerging in the marketplace, what is your unique selling proposition?
Yes, sir. Thank you for asking the question. So we are actually using a low value material, sir, like single-use plastic, like packaging covers, FMCG packaging covers, and also low value materials like textiles, thermocol. All these will be mixed, and we have converting into products. Others are using high value plastics like PET bottles or hard plastics. They are using that, but I am only concentrating on low value materials. Since no one uses concentrating low value, it's getting into the landfill. So that's my main unique selling point. And our product cost is less compared to concrete pavers. We are not using any water, whereas concrete pavers using huge waters. That's our unique selling. Thank you.
Second, so are you using petroleum-based binders then?
Yeah, plastic is a petroleum-based product, sir.
No, your binders.
Plastic act as a binding agent, so we will using that also in this mixture.
Let's have Ashraf, sir.
Yeah, actually, Faisal asked the actually question which cover all the things, and we just understand what is it in his presentation. Top of this, actually, we are using concrete pave, and it is very friendly for a human being, especially during rainy season, because people are walking on it.
Correct.
So you put some group line or something, but after long use, it might be plain surface, and there is a risk for falling down during rainy season. So at that time, can you replace it and make it again some reeve on it?
Yes, sir. Actually, thank you for your question. So we can take it back the upcycled interlock paver, and we will again shred it, and then we will again convert it into a similar products. Even we can convert it into road dividers, roof tiles. So we can convert to other construction products we are working on. Currently, we are focusing on we have only one mold, which is Eco Interlock Paver. So like you asked, sir, we can upcycle it or recycle it again, sir. It can be recycled again and again. We will take it for a water revenue model.
Jagat, were you done?
Yes, madam.
Okay, maybe we can have one final question from Ms. Corinne.
Yes. Can you tell us about what is your idea? How do you want to scale up?
Madam, my main intention is that we have to reduce the landfill waste, where they are not recycling from past 20 years, and it's getting into legacy waste. They are converting into legacy waste. So legacy waste, no one is concentrating. In legacy waste only, when I saw legacy waste, only it has a low value materials. So no one is worried about that waste. So they're just burning it, or they're just sending it to cement kilns, where there also in closed container burning will be take place, which will again cause the pollution. So we don't like to happen that. The main goal is that by reducing this landfill waste, we can reduce the methane gas emission, which is emitting in landfill. And also by doing that, reducing the landfill waste, we will be reducing carbon dioxide emission, thereby reducing global warming. So my main intention is that we have to reduce the temperature 1 degree Celsius in India, madam.
So actually, I want to ask one simple question.
Yes, sir.
So now you are using single-use plastic or low-value plastic. So actually, this item, if you scale it up, do you have any plan to make from the PET?
Sir, PET is a high-value plastics. So I don't need to interfere with that because it's automatically getting recycled. So even when you find in street, you find only packaging covers or single-use pack or low-value materials. You don't find any PET bottles because rack pickers will not show interest to pick the low-value material because it's a 2 rupees kg, 2 rupees kg or 3 rupees kg. But PET is very costly. So you will pick it up and give to the local recyclers. So we won't even find it. So if we find it, so we will collect it, segregate it, and then we will bale it and give to the local recyclers. I don't want to use high value materials, sir. That's my main intention.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you, Darshan. Thank you so much for presenting about Jagrut Tech Private Limited. I think the judges have already finished scoring, so maybe we don't need the 1 minute buffer time. Let's just very quickly move on and give the floor down to Kivu Agro. They actually have sent in a video message, but it doesn't really have the slides. So judges, if you could pull up the slide on Kivu Agro bio that I've already shared with you in the pitch deck, and we will be presenting his video message to you all. Because of internet issues, we are unable to have him give the entire speech, but we have someone doing the Q&A. But before we start the presentation, do we have representatives from Kivu Agro?
Sure, I am here.
Okay, yeah. So we'll be playing the message, and our judges will have the pitch decks ready in their laptop. I've already shared it with them, and you can just answer the questions afterwards. Okay, all right. So we will start your presentation on Kivu AgroBio. Sound honey. All right, correct. Rifa, could you please reshare once again?
In the Democratic Republic of the Congo, we are suggesting 3 solutions. The first, we are producing spirulina. Spirulina is actually a type of blue-green alga and one of the most nutrient-dense foods on earth. We call it superfood. According to scientists, 1 kilogram of spirulina will create 1.8 kilogram of oxygen and sequester 1.8 kilogram of dioxide carbon. As a second solution, we're actually making honey. Currently, we are having 400 beehives, and we know that bees are very important in the forest ecosystem as it helps pollinate trees and herbaceous plants. As a third solution, we are involved into this medicinal plant processing. We're having a range of 40 products today that go from food supplement, oil, butter, and herbal tree. These are natural, effective, and organic, and health organic products. Our current target market is Katanga, which is actually a region with intense mining activities, which affects both the population and the climate. The current population of Katanga is estimated to 10 million people, which makes it over 150,000 households. Our products are currently exhibited in 4 supermarkets and 11 pharmacies. We do have competitors though, and the main ones are the multinationals, including Forever Living and Dynapharm, that are offering the same products, but with an average quality. As of last year, 2021, we made a turnover of $54,000 with a net profit of $17,000. To achieve our ambitious goals, we are working with a team of 12 people, including 4 women and 8 men. The founder and managing director of the company, Mr. Bisimwa Emmanuel, is an expert in herbalism and medicinal plant processing. Back in 2021, we were one of the winners of the World Bank program to support entrepreneurship in the DRC. This year, we're the winner of the Congo-Rwanda Agro-Business Bootcamp organized by UNDP and Youth Connect Africa. As we raise the $10,000, we're going to affect $4,000 to launch Booster Porridge, which is a product from spirulina. It helps pregnant women, malnourished children, and HIV-positive people. The remaining $6,000 are going to be affected to building a 40 square feet spirulina farm, as this is going to help us raise our monthly production from 3 kilograms to 10 kilograms of dry spirulina. Thank you very much.
Thank you for that video presentation. I think there was a bit difficulty in the audio, which will make this scoring a bit harder, but we have questions from Corinne. She has her hands raised up.
Yes. Hi. I have a question concerning your product. What is the selling price of your porridge compared to a classical porridge? And how are you going to convince consumer to pay a higher price, if any?
Thank you very much for the question. The core product that we are actually selling is spirulina. And spirulina is actually helping us produce a range of products. Like I said, the competitors are these multinationals, and their prices are pretty high. The difference in the price is we are selling our products from $3 to $10, and their products sell from $15 to $100. That is pretty expensive. So that is it for the prices.
Okay, let's have questions from Ashraf, sir.
So only you are concentrating on medicinal plant or some general things?
We are basically mostly concentrating on medicinal plants processing to produce a range of products. Some of those are food supplements. We make oil, butter, and herbal tea.
Corinne has one more question to bounce. Corinne, let's get back to you. I think Faisha also has a question. We have time. We'll come back.
How will you measure your impact?
Sure. So far, we have realized that it's a product. Many of our products are very people are interested in our products because we are currently exhibiting in 4 supermarkets, and the demand is growing from supermarkets and some pharmacies. We have had feedback from people selling our products in Lubumbashi, Katanga, and so so far we think there is very positive feedback from the community. But of course, it's pretty tough to say, to measure and give figures about the impact. For now, I have to be honest about that. But I believe that over time, we're going to be able to have figures that we can give to people, to investors and people like that. But so far, honestly, I can just say that it's a product that is very much appreciated on the ground. Thank you.
Right. I was looking at your slides, and this whole thrust is primarily to stave off malnutrition and poor nutrition. So I'm interested in the price points that you have. For instance, for the porridge Corinne has asked, but I'm also interested in your honey, for instance, your chia seeds, and so on. So your portfolio of products, is it friendly on the pockets of people that you are going to be targeting for nutritional support, or are they being selling at supermarkets only, and the only thing you're doing is basically diverting some of your profits to help people with poor nutrition? How does this work out?
Okay, thank you very much. I mean, what we are basically doing for now is we are trying to work B2B. This is a very good strategy for us to promote our products. We are actually working not only with supermarkets, with also pharmacies. Pharmacies are stores that are accessible to everybody, and they are all around in the neighborhood. So we believe that everybody can access those at very affordable prices. So yeah, that's it. Because we want our people to get used to those places, because we are promoting B2B business. So if we start selling, we'll be the competitors of our partners. So if people call in, we direct them to the businesses, to pharmacies, or to supermarkets, the closest actually, so they can go buy products there.
That was perfectly on time. Thank you, M-Pesa, for the beautiful presentation. Let us have 1 minute so the judges can just go through your pitch deck and give their final scores. But thank you so much for that presentation and for giving us a learning about what you're doing with Kivu AgroBio.
I was just curious
judges, you have 1 minute to evaluate.
May I just ask that on the grading sheet, it says Zaire, but you're talking about, so are you, interchangeably using Congo and Zaire? Right?
Excuse me, can you say that again?
The scoring sheet that I have shows Zaire in front of your country. So I was curious if you're using that now, or you're still using the slides say Congo. Yeah, the slides say Congo.
Yep.
While the judges are scoring, participants just stretch, get a glass of water. You're doing great. I will also ask Shweta to be prepared for the next presentation. All right. Let us now move on to the next presentation, which will be Anthill Creations. Anthill Creations is an Indian-based company aiming to make play accessible to all through outdoor and indoor play solutions. We have Sweta with us with the presentation. Sweta, you can use your screen now.
Yes, just checking if my screen is visible.
Yeah, it's visible. Your time starts now. Good luck.
Yes. So hi, everybody. I'm Shweta and I head business and design at Anthill Creations. And I have 3 numbers for you today. 1.8 billion tires are discarded every day on a global scale, out of which 275,000 tires are discarded just in India. And additionally, 300,000 tons of tires get imported to India from different countries for disposal. Now, out of these numbers, a large amount of tires getting dumped into India is not disposed of in an environmentally safe manner, and they end up in landfills or are getting burnt. And this gives a high chance of India becoming a dump yard for global waste. And on the other hand, about 60% schools in government schools in India do not have playgrounds. Play is not looked at as a necessity, or it's not seen in par with education and personality development. And this is where we pitch in. So Anthill Creations, we are a non-profit organization and we respond to both of these problems. So we transform spaces into interactive and sustainable playgrounds by upcycling waste. So these materials could be tires, it could be metal drums, cable drums, or whatever is available locally. And this is the team behind this entire mission. We're the lean team of about 10 to 15 full-time members. And our journey has started right from 2017 till 2022, where we have easily scaled till 300 plus playgrounds, and we've also innovated along the way. So talking about our business model, we are a nonprofit organization. So we source our funds from CSR, from corporates and their CSR funds, from NGO partnerships, HNIs, grants, and foundations. And we provide this service to the government schools in low-income communities free of cost. So our journey is really from scrapyards to schoolyards. This is some of our USP. We have the child in the center of it all. We look at diverse activities to enable holistic development, and our product is definitely scalable because it's DIY and it can be completed within 5 days on-site construction work. And the costing of the playground again is between 3 to 4 lakhs of Indian rupees. This is. Our impact so far has been 325 playgrounds to be exact. We have impacted more than 2 lakh children. And these are a few other numbers you can see on the screen. But what we're really trying to do is look at the personalities, look at communication skills, cognitive development, and try to reduce things like gender divides, communication between boys and girls in many villages here in India. And along the way, we have innovated and have multiple initiatives. Play in a Box is an initiative we came up during COVID, when children did not have the access to outdoor playgrounds. So we came up with a box which has 5 to 7 games, and this enables holistic development. And Play Ed is a learning-based play initiative, and Playground on Wheels is where a truck is transformed into a playground, and this truck moves between different communities and sets up like pop-up playgrounds. And this is our reach so far. Although we have big numbers in terms of the work we have done, this has only catered to 1% of the children in need. So this particular year, we want to build more than 200 playscapes, distribute more than 50,000 Play in a Box, and also build 2 playgrounds on wheels. So with the fund that we will get through this grant, we wish to use 60% in the playscapes, in actually constructing the playscapes. And we also want to spend this amount wisely in research and development, in our administration, and also create a model school with a program that can be replicated across states. And this is all that we stand for, all that we're trying to do. And we truly believe that play is not a luxury, and we're bringing back play by making it accessible to all. Thank you.
Thank you, Shweta. Perfectly on time. No, but thank you so much for that presentation. As a primary school teacher, ex-primary school teacher, I understand the importance of playgrounds, especially for children and their growth and development. So thank you for the work you're doing. Moving on to the questions, we have Ashamul sir who's waiting to ask you a question. Sir, the floor is yours.
It's a very interesting project, Shweta. Thank you very much. But actually, for social business, so business principle is it should be run in a business way. So you are getting donation and getting money from different sources, and you are setting up. It's wonderful for the society. But somehow, do you have any plan to make it a business way? Otherwise, it could not be a social business. Sorry to say, Your idea is fantastic. So do you have any plan, like you can take some tiny money from them and generate money to build by your own? Then it could be, fulfill the criteria of social business.
Absolutely, and thank you so much for that question. Yes, we are definitely exploring that vertical. So at the moment, we have had a sustainable model, right? So our average revenue or average funds raised is about 2 crores Indian rupees. So we are able to sustain and scale the team, but we're definitely exploring that vertical where we sell direct to customers, especially with Play in a Box, and we are building playgrounds in private institutions as well. So yes, that is definitely in plan.
Great. Well, it's always exciting, if I can jump in again. It's always exciting when you have, this connection between children and play and development, and then removing, injurious stuff from the environment, all that. It's really great. I'd like to second Ashraful Hassan's point about this whole ethos of social business. You're solving a problem. You're making money. Why not just call it a social business? I mean, on the one hand, maybe there are tax benefits that you are probably going to get as an NGO, or there are other compelling reasons. I'm okay with that if that is the case. But then the real case is, the real question on this is, how are you going to reach the kind of scale that will take care of all those, hundreds of thousands of tons of tires? Is there a way that you will include other places, other schools, government programs? So what's the scale question here? And then within that scale question, how willing is the government to subsidize some of this? Because you are cross-subsidizing from your model, taking from CSR, giving to schools. If it works like this, great, but how important is it to the government? Will you get government funds?
Yeah, so there is a policy in the Indian government, the National Education Policy, which states playground is one of the basic infrastructure. Right? So we are tapping into that and leveraging this policy. So we have worked with the Orissa government, which is one state in India, and they have funded us for 5 playgrounds. Right? So right now we are talking with governments from different states, and we're trying to become the implementation partners for their policy. Right. So that's something that we're definitely working on. Government is open to this because along with the school development, playground becomes a plug-in and a vital part. So I think that's where we step in.
Corinne.
Rita, thanks a lot. I love your ideas. I love the way you have pivoted during COVID. It must have been very tough. Congratulations for that.
Thank you.
Is there a way you could use the $10,000 to pilot a revenue model?
Yes, we can definitely do that. We have, like I said, with Play in a Box, we have chalked out where we can go from, go to B2B and B2C sales. And maybe these learning kits can step inside with any of the curriculum designers as well. But yes, we can definitely pilot it with the grants that we get. Thank you for that.
All right, if there are no more questions, I think we can still have questions in maybe 30 seconds if there are any. If not, thank you, Shweta, for the wonderful presentation. And thank you for being such an active member throughout the workshops. I really liked talking to you. Thank you so much. Up next, we have Bubblebox. Bubblebox is a French company. They are a mobile and autonomous hygiene module accessible to migrants, refugees, and homeless people for free. Bubblebox can rotate through several locations or provide its services in the same location to satisfy longer term needs. But to speak more about on that, we have, I think, Christina. Christina, yeah, I can see you. Christina, you can use your slides. We can see your screen. Okay, Christina. We're still actually waiting for it to pop up.
Okay. So
We can't see your screen yet. Could you reshare?
yeah.
And if you're having trouble, we'll do it from here.
Yeah, for some reason it's not letting me. 1 second.
Yeah, we can see it now.
Is it? Okay, awesome.
All right. Time starts now.
All right. In 2017, my co-founder Pierre and I were just students when we visited homeless and refugee settlements in Paris. Just 20 minutes from the Eiffel Tower, nearly 3,000 humans share only 4 water taps as their only access to fresh water. Lack of access to hygiene is a direct threat to public health, individual well-being, and society. In addition to the risk of infectious diseases, it is detrimental to one's dignity, and it further contributes to marginalization, poverty, and making these populations invisible. Urban infrastructures, such as public baths, are often far from settlements and are inaccessible. Maintaining existing services comes at a great cost for local governments and communities, and building new ones takes a lot of time. Our solution, with a fantastic international, intergenerational, and interdisciplinary team of humanitarian experts, engineers, and designers, we imagined Bubblebox to bring hygiene to those most in need, everywhere and for free. Bubblebox is the first mobile and autonomous hygiene module for homeless, migrant, and refugee populations. We upcycle shipping containers to have 3 shower cabins and a filtration system. To be environmentally conscious, to bring showers to where users are, we added solar panels and energy storage so we can operate for up to 50 hours autonomously without plugging into water or energy grids. Bubblebox's design won several awards. These grants allowed us to build our first module that welcomes up to 100 users a week in Bordeaux, France. Deployed in partnership with the French Red Cross and the city's social services, Bubblebox provides to any beneficiary not just a shower, but a moment of intimacy, privacy, and self-care. It also serves as a place for marginalized people to engage with their local community, NGO volunteers, and professional social workers. To maintain the module, we operate with NGOs and people trying to reintegrate into society, paying them market wage. In France, the number of homeless people has doubled in the last 10 years to nearly 300,000. Looking at the bigger picture, conflicts and climate change force nearly 90 million human beings to leave their home and start difficult journeys where access to hygiene can be extremely scarce. To raise awareness and fund our humanitarian efforts, we operate under a freemium social business model. We are setting up partnerships with music festivals, outdoor events, and construction companies to lease the hygiene module so we can deploy new showers for more communities in need. Our team believes that access to hygiene is a human right, but we need your help. With Eunice Foundation support, we can start building our second module and scale our activities up. We also want help to spread the word, contribute to our R&D efforts, and donate containers, equipment, and hygiene products. We receive new requests from NGOs in France, Turkey, and Jordan every month. Help us build more modules to answer that need. Together, let's bring hygiene everywhere to everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Christina, for presenting about that. Such a unique concept, and I feel like often neglected. But thank you so much for that. Let's move on to the Q&A sessions. Let us have, oh, I can see Pierre give a nice clap for his team. Ashraf, sir, are you ready with your question? Yep.
No, I have no question on it.
No question. All right. Okay, maybe we can go to Dr. Faiz Shah.
Okay, sure. Well, yeah, this is again a very good and very useful concept in the way you describe it for the communities you describe it for. I'm only concerned with the cost of conversion and whether it's easy to transport around as easily as you seem to say, because these are heavy modules, they require jack lifts, they require all kinds of support machinery. So I'm little kind of concerned about the practicality of fast moving showers reaching out to, if you were going to put it in a static location for a while, like you do in refugee camps, yes, absolutely great. But the idea of mobility doesn't quite connect to this idea that you have. So Would you like to explain that just to make me understand it a little better?
Yeah, if I may, I will take that question because for a very simple reason, it's 4 a.m. over at Christina, and so she told me that after the pitch, perhaps she will be a little bit burnt out. So I'm going to take this question. My name is Pierre. I'm the president of Bubblebox and the other co-founder. So there are two reasons why we opted for this mobility. The first one is a very legal reason, is that in France right now, there are a lot of tensions around those kind of services. And so it is very convenient for local governments to know that the facilities that we deploy both can be able to tackle the issue of access to hygiene at a scale. So for that, we need like 3 showers inside a container, something that is sturdy, something that is resilient. But at the same time, they know they can plug it off and get it away in less than 15 minutes. In Bordeaux right now, we're going to operate on a trailer. So we have this hybrid way that allows us to move around. But absolutely the case, we conceived it to be able to both tackle longer term needs in which the module is going to serve, for instance, a settlement or slums and any place where people would remain for a longer time, or to have a little bit more of a mobile function. That is the last thing I want to say to address your question, is that it is not really it is not really meant to be projected across the globe, for instance. It is not meant to be assembled in France and shipped to, I don't know, let's say, for instance, like to Myanmar for the Rohingya, to the Myanmar border for the Rohingya camps. It would be more, we are about to publish it under an open source license for local communities, local NGOs to be able to build their own version of Bubblebox locally. Yeah.
Thanks for that explanation, but I had 2 questions, and this is a simpler one to answer. You mentioned Jordan and a certain other, other countries. There is water scarcity in a lot of places. So if you're going to go into a dense dense refugee population in a place where there is already pressure on water resources, what's the solution to that? Take Jordan as an example.
Absolutely. Let me answer this one real quick, Christina, if you can move back to the filtration slide, please. So we actually partner with a French startup that is called Uvogy, and that is specialized in filtration tech. And we are currently working on a filtration system that will enable us to reuse up to 90% of the water, thus greatly reducing the water consumption of the module.
Great, thanks.
Can we take a question quickly from Corinne? Yes.
Thanks for the presentation and wonderful job and impact. In fact, I have a question concerning your revenue model. Do you have, thank you.
Okay, so in general, thank you very much for this question. So right now, Bubblebox, it's a great segue from the previous project. We are also an NGO for now, working with volunteers and partnering with both local governments and existing NGOs such as the Red Cross. Our business model is really based on cross-subsidiarization, with leasing the modules to music festivals, to outdoor sports events, to construction sites. So people that will be able to, that will see the added value of having such a module with having the mobility, but also who wants to have, greener CSR, who wants to have a better carbon footprint. And so both the environmental friendly aspects and the social aspects of the module makes it really a worthwhile investment for them to, and we'll take the revenue generated from this side of the business to fund the operations and construction of new module for the humanitarian side. This is what we meant by freemium model. Yeah.
Thank you, Pierre. Thank you for that presentation. I will be giving the judges 1 minute to complete their evaluation. But thank you so much for the work that you're doing. It's truly inspiring. Like I said, it's a very neglected concept, I feel like, when it comes to hygiene. But thank you so much for that. And I feel like this platform really helped us connect with you and what you're doing. And hopefully this can be replicated, in many other places. Judges, you can take 50 seconds to evaluate, review your scores, and then we will be moving on to the next presentation. I will also be asking any representative from Smokeless Bricks to be prepared. Okay, I see you. I'll call you when it's time.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I think we can move on to the next slide, next presentation. We will actually be playing a video from Smokeless Bricks Energy Solutions. And then, of course, we will be taking, Uche is here, so he will be taking the the questions, sorry. Can you play the video?
Hello, everyone. My name is Uche Kenneth. I'm a co-founder at Smokeless Bricks Energy Solutions. According to the National Bureau of Statistics, more than 80% of the households in rural communities in Nigeria use firewood fuel for cooking. This means that much demand is now placed on the little forest reserve that Nigeria has, which is already fast disappearing. On the other hand, statistics from the World Health Organization has revealed that every year, Nigeria loses around 98,000 women due to the poisonous smoke they inhale while cooking with this same firewood. It has now become the third highest killer after malaria and HIV. Now, my question to everyone here today is, must our mothers continue to sacrifice their lives in order to cook the food that we're going to eat? Of course, no way. Smokeless Bricks Energy Solution is an eco-inclusive social project born out of the desire to save our mothers from respiratory health challenges and also save the environment from climate change by providing environmentally friendly and affordable clean energy solutions through recycling of agricultural waste into sustainable, eco-friendly biomass briquettes. As Smokeless Bricks Energy Solution, we produce smokeless, eco-friendly briquettes from post-agricultural waste, which are smokeless, odorless, cheaper, and burn longer than the ordinary charcoal. It does not spark nor emit carbon, and then it conserves the environment. This innovative energy project provides easy access to sustainable and affordable energy. The project will go a long way to reduce carbon emissions, minimize deforestation, and create green jobs for the youth and the women, and improve livelihoods in Africa. Statistically proven, the briquette market in Nigeria is valued as around $480 million, and it is expected to hit $1 billion in 2025 if it is well monetized. We hope to target the 67 million low-income households and rural community dwellers in Nigeria who use firewood and other fossil fuel for cooking. In the last 2 years, we've had more than 25,000 users with around $37,000 in revenue. We hope to double this figure before the end of 2022. Our major competitors are firewood, cooking gas, and kerosene sellers. Smokeless Brick project is a timely solution that addresses the cooking energy crisis in Nigeria. As I speak to you, cooking gas and kerosene is now very costly. Women are even afraid to go into the forest to fetch firewood for cooking because of the security challenges in the country. Our product is their available option, and right now we have a very high demand, but unfortunately we do not have the capacity to meet up with this demand, which is why we are applying for this challenge. With the grants, we will purchase 3 automatic briquetting machines, employ an additional worker, and move to our permanent working space. This will help us to upscale our production capacity and meet up with this demand. The Smokeless Bricks Energy team is a compact team with verified skill set and a cumulative 35 years experience. At Smokeless Bricks Energy Solution, we believe that our mothers do not have to sacrifice their lives while trying to cook the food that we're going to eat. Thank you.
All right, that was the video from Smokeless Bricks Energy Solutions, a company based in Nigeria. I think Ashraful Hassan sir was already prepared with the question, so I'll start it off with you.
Thank you. So actually, briquette is available in Bangladesh as well as all over the world. So now it is smokeless. This is the important factors. So it is your innovation, or you have taken some innovative ideas? It is your innovation, or some innovation already been done and it took this idea? Number one question. In briquettes, normal briquettes, we are using sawdust and others. So what is your main ingredient to produce a smokeless briquettes? Hello.
Hello, everyone. Hello.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, sorry. So there was some noise at the background. I could not get the second question. Sorry, if you don't mind, please can you ask the second question again? I got the first
Second
one.
question is, what is the main ingredient of this smokeless bricks?
Okay, thank you very much, sir. So for your first question, so yeah, it is very, very true that briquettes is existing in Bangladesh and some other countries. But here in Nigeria, it is not as rampant as that. I mean, it's not as common as that, especially in the rural communities where we are based. And like I said, the major source of lightning here is mainly firewood and gas. So, which is why, and I mentioned in the pitch that it's now very costly as I speak to you. And so, like, this is the options that they have. And then when it now comes to the materials that we use, so we're based in a state called Ondo State, Nigeria. Ondo State is known for two main things. We're the largest producer of palm kernel, and that's where we get palm oil in the whole of West Africa. And then we're also the second largest deposit of bitumen in the whole of West Africa. So this palm kernel is what we use. So basically, when the farmers farm, they use the frond itself to make palm oil. Then the nuts inside this palm frond, they use it in making groundnut oil. But then the frond itself, now the kernel itself, it's waste. They have nothing to do with. As a matter of fact, it's more like a pollution for them. So this is what we use, and we have it en masse here, which is why it's because of it's abundant availability that makes so it makes our own. So it makes it easier for we to produce it, and then makes it cheaper for our beneficiaries.
So still you are using firewood, not wastage of wood or sawdust or something.
No, we use palm kernel fronds.
Okay.
Ms. Corinne, your question, please.
Yes, I have two questions. First question, what do you think will be the reaction of the competition if you grow? What will be the reaction of charcoal briquettes? And second question, you're saying you have very high demand and you cannot cope up with the demand. That's a great news. Why do you need a grant? Why don't you take a loan?
Okay, yeah, thank you very much. So for the first question, so you wanted to know the reaction of what our competitors would be. So the fact is that it's still a business enterprise, and then competitors rise here and there. We are here to solve a major problem and also scale up from what we're doing. So what competitors will feel like, to an extent, I don't know, they will always still have their market, or they can, I mean, it's really up to them to know what to do with the competition. We're just here to solve a major problem, and then which is the energy crisis in the country, especially in rural communities in Nigeria. And then you also wanted to know, for now, taking a loan in banks in Nigeria is I mean, based on all of everything that is attached to it. I mean, I mean, you're expected to bring a lot of collaterals, and then all of the, I mean, how do I call it? Everything that is attached to taking loan, it's not favorable for startups in Nigeria. That ecosystem is really not favorable. So we believe that with grants like this, we can scale easily and then build up our valuation. And then if we need to now scale to a much more higher level with all of the collaterals and the valuation that we've built, we can then go for loans from the bank.
Thank you, Jay. Faisal, do you have any questions? Maybe very briefly.
One, absolutely, because we're talking about firewood and substituting other more polluting fuels and also respiratory risk. Now that I'd like to correlate with the affordability aspect. I mean, for instance, you're talking about high demand, etc. Do we assume from that your price points are affordable to the point that people are preferring your product to kerosene and other firewood products?
Exactly. So this is so like I mentioned in my pitch, we have the raw materials for producing our briquettes is like excessively en masse in this part of the country where we're located, Ondo State. So more like, it's not even more like we get it for free. The farmers of Palm Front they beg us to come and pick these things from their sites because there is nothing they want to do with it. So because of that, production has made the price of our goods very easy. So for example, normal charcoal goes for 500 naira per kilo. Oh, sorry, we use naira in Nigeria, 500 naira per kilo. But for our briquettes, you just go for 320 naira. So that's more like that's around 180 naira difference, which is a lot for them here. So the price is way, way cheaper because of the access to raw materials that is excessive in this part of the country.
That was a very, I'm sorry for cutting you off, Uche, but like we are kind of in the very time constrained position here. But thank you so much for the presentation. We will be moving on to the next presentation. We just heard from Smokeless Bricks Energy Solutions, but up next we have Phoenix from Philippines. Phoenix collects textile waste from households, garment factories, and fashion brands and transforms them into high-valued products. We have Pamela here. Pamela, will you be giving the presentation or do you want us to pull up this video? Okay.
Yes.
All right. So now that you're here, we will start the timer. Your time starts.
Wait.
Oh,
Maisha, wait, sorry. Just want to check my audio. Can you hear me?
it's perfect.
Okay. And is my screen moving?
Yeah, it's moving.
Perfect. Okay.
Thank you. All right. Your time starts now.
Mabuhay. We are Phoenix from the Philippines. Did you know that in every package delivery, there's an average of 12 minutes for the plastic packaging to transfer from our hands to the trash can? In 2019, the number of bubble wrap waste could circle the globe 500 times, and it takes 500 years for bubble wrap to decompose. And so the question is, how do we become more environmentally conscious with our shopping? So we present to you Phoenix Storks. It's a packaging made of paper waste, feather waste, textile waste, and kapok fibers to reduce plastic waste of online shopping. Storks is lightweight, protective, and compostable. Sorry, the screen is... Okay, what makes us different is that we use waste to replace plastic bubble wrap. Just like the stork birds that delivers babies, Phoenix Storks is the more environmentally sustainable option for packaging. 2 is we are also scalable, and 3 is that we are customizable to meet your specific needs. Our social business design model aims for the triple bottom line: planet, people, and profit. First, we are for the planet, as we turn waste into higher valued products that improves the quality of life without compromising the environment. Thus, we champion SDG 12 and SDG 13. 2, we are for the people. We give job opportunities to unemployed women, informal trash collectors, and kapok farmers of marginalized communities. Thus, we champion SDG 8. And finally, we are for profit, as we believe that being financially sustainable will help us achieve our environmental and social goals. To be profitable, we are selling our mailers at 28 cents per piece or 31 cents per meter and sheet. This is competitive through the price of our competitors, such as the biodegradable mailers and honeycomb paper wraps. Now, our initial target market are those with the 3S: small businesses, sustainable online shops, who are socially active and socially aware and would like to save the world. But our dream is to partner with the e-commerce giants and the big courier companies in the Philippines and of Asia. And for us to do that, we need funding. The $10,000 will be used for research and development, machinery for commercial production, raw materials, marketing, and operation. This will also allow us to do future product innovations. Now, why choose us? First, we are ready for commercial production. We just need more funding. 2, we are answering a problem to a growing plastic problem now, to a growing online shopping lifestyle now. 3rd is we are replicable and scalable in other countries, thus expanding our impact. Now with our dream team, with Phoenix Storks, let's make e-commerce lighter on the planet. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Pamela. That was a very nice presentation from your end, very crisp, and I think really puts the point across. Can we have Dr. Faisha begin the question and answer sessions now?
Certainly. Thank you. Well, this is again, as I listened to you, I thought this was a very relevant and an extremely timely kind of a social business idea. The only thing that I would like to ask is, what happens to the bubble wrap? Because you're trying to increase your demand for your particular product, but how does that actually diminish the impact of plastic? Is that
Because
automatic replacement, or I'm not trying. I haven't made the connection between your selling more soft wrapping and the others not being able to sell.
for now, our branding is we are an alternative bubble wrap packaging. So we are trying to motivate people as well as the consumers, the businesses, to use us as an alternative instead of using bubble wrap. It is our way of contributing to lessen bubble wrap, but the use of bubble wrap. So we are an alternative. Maybe in the future, as we advance our tech more, maybe we could be one of the replacement for bubble wrap. But as for now, we are posting as the alternative for bubble wrap packaging.
Yes, Ms. Green.
Pamela, congrats for the job done already and for the very nice and insightful presentation. As you rightly said, the big market is the big online players in Philippines. Did you already have contacts with them, and what do they think about your solution?
Yes, we actually had a meeting already with Shopee. I hope you guys are familiar with Shopee. It's one of the biggest e-commerce platforms in Southeast Asia. So we already did a pitch with their partnerships and social impact side, and they're actually very, very interested, as well as their courier company, which is J&T Philippines. What they really want is for us to do commercial production, because the biggest problem would be our capacity to actually produce at scale. And so if we want to be a good business partner to them, we need to be able to commercially produce at scale for them, which is why, as you could see in the funding side, we're really looking for funding for the machinery to be able to produce them at scale. So we're really happy that Shopee is very interested. And also not just that, we also did market research. We did surveys with sustainable shops and fashion brands and sustainable fashion brands. They're also very interested in buying our products because it's very competitive to what is available at the market today.
Thank you. And can you tell us a few words about you, Pamela? Why did you get into this?
Sure. Hi, I'm Pamela. I'm a fashion social entrepreneur. Phoenix actually is what we've been doing textile recycling for the last 7 years. But during the pandemic, I pivoted the whole business model because I want our textile waste to have more impact by upcycling them into alternative bubble wrap packaging. I have a master's in fashion entrepreneur and innovation, and I am one of the key people here in Southeast Asia when it comes to sustainable fashion social entrepreneurship. So yeah, that's me.
Thank you, Pamela, for sharing a bit about you. Ashraf, sir, do you have any questions?
No, it's okay. Clear from their presentation as well as from question from Corinne and Faisha as well.
All right. Okay.
Only last question, sorry. There is a machine. So far, you are producing these things. So when machine is there, so it is not your idea and a machine producer is producing this machine. So they have is there any competitor? They're producing the same thing?
For now, to be honest, there is. And of course, the reason why we need funding is because what we want is a customizable machine. We actually want the machine press to be manual, meaning it would not depend on electricity, I mean. So we're really customizing all of the machinery to make it as sustainable as possible and as unique to our brand as possible. So it's hard to replicate as well.
Good.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Pamela. Thank you for your time. That was the presentation from Phoenix. Maybe our evaluators can take 20 to 30 seconds. I can see almost all the scoring is done. Maybe you can have 30 seconds to evaluate and we will prepare the next presentation. All right, let's move on to the next presentation. Finally, representing Bangladesh, we will be having Shabdo Kalpo Drum. They're the first ever sophisticated device in Bangladesh dedicated to bridging communication between deaf-blind or blind people with their surroundings. Bangladesh is rapidly evolving into an inclusive education system, connecting all streams of education to mainstream education. But what Shabdo Kalpo Drum does is they bridge this gap by providing powerful Braille devices that can simultaneously convert speech, text, and Braille. We have a video message that we will be playing, I think, and then we will have the questions for Rafia. Rifa, can you, let's play the
Hello
video.
everyone, I'm Rafia Rizwana Rahim, CEO of Shabdo Kalpo Drum, which means imagining through sound. Our social business focuses on developing a speech-to-braille interaction device for visual and hearing impaired. Shabdo Kalpo Drum was the brainchild of a bunch of junior year students studying mechanical engineering at Bangladesh University of Engineering and Technology. It was primarily designed for communication and learning module for deafblind students only, but later as we expanded its scope to become a portable Braille teacher. Let me tell you why. Bangladesh is now rapidly evolving to inclusive education, which means connecting all the streams of education to the mainstream by offering the disabled proper equity policy. We already have special school for blind people, but to leverage them with special ICT devices was always a great challenge. There are multiple Braille display manufacturers out there with sophisticated design and higher price rating. Companies like Tinkerbell of India and Perkins Braille Display of US gets the job done by providing English language-based Braille read and write facilities, which cost around $800 to $900. For a country with a per capita income of only $2,000, importing such a device is a luxury. Moreover, these devices are not language specific, so learning your mother tongue with such device is not possible. This is where Shabdo Kalpo Drum comes in, a device fitting the size of your palm. This handful device can break all the walls surrounding the deafblind people by handing them out a powerful speech-to-braille interface, only to let them pursue their education and communication by their mother tongue. Our venture is only 1 year old now, even though we have already finished developing our first prototype, which cost only $80, 10 times cheaper than any of the Braille display out there in the market. Not to mention, last December, we got funded by University Grant Commission and Bangladesh ICT Ministry at Mujib 100 Idea Contest, securing a grant of almost $12,000. We are a still startup and currently dedicated to intensive R&D to develop our product having amazing user experience. We are parallelly conducting several surveys and prototype testing by the actual users. Already 9 different schools have been visited and work order of 100 Shabdo Kalpo Drum device has been signed. We hope to launch our product next year at September. Then within 2 years, we want to cover each and every school of Bangladesh with our product and then aim for the global market. Till now, we initially invested $2,000 from our pocket, and the grant of the ICT Ministry is being spent only and only in the R&D. Next year, we are going to face the real challenge to flourish as a full-fledged manufacturing company of our own. We need links, networks, outsource, and most importantly, investors. Despite the lack of in-house manufacturing and computational limitation, we're still striving. And if we're able to raise a fund of $15,000 by this year, our venture will continue to show a positive ROI next year. Now, the question is, with this amount of capital, what unique value our product is going to offer? Well, we are providing you the next generation Braille teacher. By using our product, a child can learn all the basics and grammar of his mother tongue in Braille right from his mom. Our device can be readily used for note-taking in class, taking exam preparation, to submit Braille to text document in exam. This list of features keeps increasing as we're thriving as a social business day by day. We have come a long way and faced challenges. Collaboration, networking, and investment will only let us grow and make Shabdo Kalpo Drum to be the pioneer of the inclusive education. Thank you for listening to my presentation. Hope you've enjoyed it.
That was the presentation by Shabdo Kalpo Drum, but we also have Rafia joining us here live to take your questions. Let us take questions from, starting from, is there anyone who's interested maybe? Ashraf sir, do you want to, oh, Corinne raised her hand. Corinne, take it up. Yeah.
Thanks a lot for the presentation. I have two questions. First, why did you pick up this social issue? And second, who are your customers?
Okay, ma'am, I'm actually a senior year student studying mechanical engineering, and all the people think that engineers actually engineer machines. But when I was in third year, I thought, why not engineer people's lives? So that is why we started thinking of helping the disabled people to add them to the inclusive education system of Bangladesh. Currently, Bangladesh does not have any special or sophisticated ICT devices to leverage these people to connect to the inclusive education and connect to the mainstream or learn Braille in a more digitalized way rather than in a trivial way. So we choose to make a mechanical device that can leverage them to take up the challenges of the inclusive education and to connect the dots that is and connect with the opportunities that is all around them. That's it. And our customer is the blind or the deaf blind students out there. Especially, we have made our device for the age restriction of 5 to 18 who wants to learn Braille or to communicate with Braille.
Thank you.
So, Rafia, you are still a student in engineering.
Yes.
So, we are talking about the social business.
Yes.
So, during your education, how will you run your business?
Sir, I'm now the senior year student. I will probably finish my graduation in next April or March or something. And up until then, we have dedicated ourselves in intensive R&D only. We are not going to do any full-fledged business or marketing right now. We are doing R&D and we are having surveys so that we can connect our customer to our prototype testing only.
That's
After when I graduate, I want to invest myself fully on this social business.
Okay, so that was my question, because only you are doing R&D, then a lot of business people will come you and take this innovation or whatever it is, and they will go for a local normal business. So it is very challenging for you because
Yes,
only $80 you are selling, and the market, the same device or similar device cost is very high. So there is a lot of difference. People will convince you not to do the social business, sell it this brand to us or product to us, and we'll do money. Their business is profit. That point, how will we stick in future?
Sir, money is not our first motivation. We wanted to engineer people's life. That was our main motivation when we started our project. And it was basically a lab project of ours when we thought, why not scale it up to a social business? Why not make it to help other people also? So what we're doing is that we are giving it in a very cheaper price, as it has ease of maintenance and ease of repairing and other stuff. And the other people that on the market having the same kind of product are importing those products from a foreign carrier or something. But we are locally manufacturing this product in Bangladesh. There's an in-house manufacturing facilities. So having this strong R&D group that we have, having these strong connections that we have inside of us, and the faith and the bond that binds us with the problem, that the social problem that we're dealing with, I think that won't be an issue in the future, that we won't get demotivated. This is the main reason we want to do in-house manufacturing of ours, let alone giving our product to someone else or our design to someone else to manufacture it for them. We don't want to sell our design to others. We want to manufacture it in-house. This is why we need the funds and need help of other connection who wants to leverage the social business.
Thank you, Rafia. Let's take one more question from Dr. Faisra.
Sir, you're muted.
Oh, thank you. Well, yeah, another great idea. The only question that springs to my mind is similar to what Mr. Ashrullasan said, that what happens after your R&D? Suppose you are able to win this 10,000 and you do your R&D and you set up a manufacturing design, then what?
Yes, sir.
What are your plans to, so the question is the government going to stand behind you and maybe make this as part of their policy? Are you working on policy incentives from the government as well?
Yes, sir. We're getting funded by the government. We're actually getting funded by Mujib 100 Idea Contest that was organized by Bangladesh University Grant Commission and Bangladesh ICT Ministry. But they are only giving us BDT of 10 lakh funding only, but that is not enough to do the R&D. Only the R&D, that is not enough. And after the R&D, apart from the R&D, currently we are conducting surveys to several schools having inclusive education or who has a lack of braille teachers or need braille communication devices to get our prototype tested. And these are our customers. So we are not doing R&D only currently. We are also connecting to our customer. Our first target is to sell our product directly to the schools only, not to the individuals, because the schools need our product the most. The school is what connects with our venture and what connects to our motivation. So we are going to sell our product to the school, and we are currently getting work orders. We are currently getting customized feature which we will add with our product in case that is going to be having a very good user experience. So yes, sir, we are going to go directly to the market after our R&D is complete.
Thank you, Rafia. I think it was very important listening to you because I think it really echoed a lot of the motivation and a lot of the, I don't know how to say this, energy that young people now have, especially when it comes to the movement of social business. Thank you so much for that. Judges, I hope to answer all your questions. Very quickly, I'm unable to see the last presenter, Sifiwi, in this room. I don't think she's here. Sifiwi, are you here, or any representative from Kasenga? Because I know that Kasenga has another pitch with an investor during the same time. If not, we will be concluding the session with just the top 10 teams then. And I will be contacting Sifiwi separately later. But with that, let us conclude. We've just heard the last speech, so let us conclude the grand finale in the social business design competition. We are a bit over time, but I would just really like to wrap this up. But before that, just some closing remarks maybe. But from my side, it always blows my mind the resilience and the courage that you young entrepreneurs showcase every day to wake up as entrepreneurs and lead your team towards a common social objective. And if you see in the chat, there are many people connecting, many people asking you questions, many people trying to reconnect with you after the event is over. And that is something that we're truly trying to do, like build this platform so you meet people, you build communities, you learn from one another, you connect with one another, and you are in this path together. But before I close this, I would like to quickly have the judges maybe take like 30 to 40 seconds each to share what you heard from entrepreneurs, any suggestions or any piece of advice that you have for them going forward. Let's hear from Ashaful sir first, and then we will go on with the rest.
Yeah, actually, it is a wonderful competition process. From lot of projects you bring up 11, and so far from my side I am very much confused how way I will evaluate them. In some extent we consider their presentation, we consider their innovation, we consider their market, everything. Top of this, if we bring them all with it was good for us. So finally, maybe after average of our marks, someone will come up and stood fast. So congratulations before closing the session, who will awarded for next 10,000. I'm waiting for these projects. So I'm very much excited and as well as honored to be here as a judge to select one project out of 11. for a winner. Thank you very much.
We are happy to have you here, sir. Corinne, anything from you?
Yes. First, I'd like to thank the team that has been behind the organization of this contest. The quality of the selection and the process is amazing for me. So congratulations, Meisha, also for introducing all the session. Very impressive job. I've been inspired and impressed by all the pitches. The dedication, the passion, the enthusiasm behind solving very important issues for the world is for me very, very impressive. And I'm astonished by the fact that you are all at the same time managing complex businesses in a very complex time and are able to put some slides together and to present in an extremely difficult exercise. The 3-minute pitch is probably one of the most difficult exercise and explain in a very concise way to people from different backgrounds, your issue, your local context, and so on. Honestly, this is really, really, really impressive. So congrats to all of you. It has been like a journey for me in the last 2 hours, revisiting different problems and different countries and meeting so many inspiring people. And as a woman, I was also extremely happy to see that in many of the ventures are led by women. So I'm happy to notice that as well. Thanks to all. And I agree with Ashraf, it was very difficult for me to give marks. There will be a winner, but you are all winners bringing impact every day in your local markets. And at the end of the day, this is your reward, the impact you create every day. So thanks.
Thank you, Corinne. Faiz, sir, in 30 seconds, maybe a few words.
Right. Well, 30 seconds is barely enough to express the sheer sense of awe that I felt with such young people producing relatively complex ideas and having them actually be presented from human needs, whether collective or individual, or to community needs, to more specific problems of infrastructure and recycling, such as conservation of environment and all. Every product that I saw weaves in multiple beneficial impacts on society, and that shows the not only the complexity but the maturity of thinking that has gone into designing these products. So it's, again, I was honored to be part of this. I'm sure if it's not this 10,000, there's many more very good opportunities waiting for products like this. So as everybody else has said, I'd also say that yes, there is going to be just one taker away of the prize this time, but that doesn't mean there are not other opportunities for some of these extremely marketable and extremely commercially viable programs. So thank you once again, and all the best to everyone that's taken the effort to prepare for this and also to participate. And I'm also honored to be on the same judging panel as Mr. Ashful Hassan and Ms. Mazina.
Thank you so much. We're actually cutting really short on time, but thank you so much. Thank you everyone once again for being here today. It gives me immense joy to be able to interact with you and get to know you over the workshops. It has been great crossing paths with you, but we are not parting ways. You're officially part of the social business family, and I cannot wait to see what you have ahead of you. As Lamia Abu mentioned, you're all winners. So please join us during the award ceremony tomorrow. I will be sending you the calendar invites. You can join on the same link, but we will finally meet our winner for the social business design competition, and we will all celebrate. So good luck to our finalists. But before we all go, can very quickly all switch on our camera so we can take a picture. Thank you, everyone who's coming on screen. Now is the perfect time to see each other so we can frame this. Aziz Bhai, if you can take the picture. Okay. I think we're all done. Thank you so much for joining in. I will see you, and please just hang around the Social Business Day conference and go to the other conferences as well, see the sessions. But thank you so much for joining in. We will be concluding the session now. Bye-bye, everyone. Honored to be here. Bye-bye.